invited back around here.
You will definitely be invited back. You will definitely be invited back.
Ready? And with StreamYard, you can call me in.
Yeah, I can send you the link. Rock out. That's right. That's right. Ready.
I'm coming off of mute. Okay.
And welcome back, family. Jimmy Bond's podcast right here on WPEB Radio, 88.1 FM, 95.1 FM, West Philadelphia. Remember, family, you can always call us with your comments and your questions at 215-472-0881. Again, it's 215-472-0881. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And we are back, family, having our discussion on voting, every voice, every vote. And we have a very prominent voice right here in the community, man, Jon McKay. If you missed the first hour of our show, you missed out. I don't know what you missed. I'm gonna tell you what you missed out. You missed out on something being poured in your spirit. You missed out on the knowledge. You missed out on the love. You missed out on the understanding. But he dropped some bars, dropped some gems, as we call it. But I think at the same time, we're in a space right now, a space in the places, I would say, where we need voices like this. We need unapologetic voices, people that are more in tune to the community and the people in the community rather than just their pockets, appeasing the politicians.
People are
passionate about the community. And that's why I said what I said to him, because when you service the community, when you do things that are community based, it is a thankless job because not everybody's doing this. A lot of people just want to get the views on Instagram. That's what they want. They just want to be seen.
Yeah, like you can't work with the community expecting to get anything back.
No,
you have to do it out of
you have to want to do it for your from your heart and your soul. Because if you don't, well, you in for a rude awakening. I'm telling you that right now.
Absolutely.
You in for a rude awakening. You be like, well, I'm out here trying to do good. How come nobody want to help me? How come nobody want to follow what I'm doing? I don't understand. But your consistency.
And people do. Don't listen.
No, bro, no. Don't get me wrong, okay? Because I told you I've been following you for years. Don't get me wrong. I see the responses you get. I see the impact you're making. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I saw your GoFundMe, and you raised almost $500,000.
Yeah, well,
let's not get it twisted.
Yeah, yes, and no. That's why you gotta read and read all the details. Well, what I will say is the $500,000 is a promise to pay. You understand? By Senator Anthony Williams. And what happened with that was I had launched a campaign, the Security for Philly campaign, and in 7 days I raised $1,000 just off the internet. And by the 7th day, a kid had got shot, and I was at one of the shout out to Council President Kenyatta Johnson was doing a Peace Not Guns rally for the kid, and I went there and I shared my Security for Philly plan. And Senator Anthony Williams said, God said, this is what he said, God laid on his heart, to support my plan and go with my plan. And he committed to, $25,000 of his own money and $500,000 of the state's money. So I stopped fundraising, not because I got the check, because I knew I needed the team. So I said, I could just keep chasing money, or I can now go get the right personnel.
Yeah. So
since 2020, that's what I've been looking for, is the proper team to carry it out.
I'm gonna say this.
So I didn't get the money yet.
No, but it's being raised. So I'm gonna say this. I have been grinding for myself for a long time. When I say for myself, really to make an impact in the community, right? But until I got a team, I could not be where we are today without the team you see sitting here right now. I had probably the most thorough team I ever could imagine. You know what I'm saying? And you know how we're gonna talk about the word. We talk about manifesting, right? And I would sit there. I'm gonna pray. I pray heavy, right? I'm gonna pray war. Everybody know me. Know I pray heavy, right?
Lord, no, I needed you. I need some prayer.
Listen, man, I'll put you on the list because we got to add brothers to the list. But I pray for them. I pray for my man Ty first. He don't even know. I pray for him first because I said to myself, I need a solid partner I can trust, right? I prayed for T too because I needed that female voice.
Right.
I needed that voice that would help articulate what our generation needs,
Who would have knew?
and somebody different, right?
Right.
So if you don't have the right people around you, your mission or your vision will not go where God intends it to go. And I can tell you, everybody look at Instagram and social media and that kind of thing, but the growth we have had in the community has been astounding from what I even could imagine.
No, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Class, man.
Yeah, snap. Listen, all day, every day. If I walk in, when I walk places, or I go places, and people be like, "Oh yeah, Jimmy, I'm a fan," it ain't because of me. It ain't because I'm on social media doing something. It's because of my team out here.
Right. It's the unit.
It's the unit. And anybody, people come on the show, what they say, T, y'all sound like y'all family. Y'all sound like y'all.
Because we are
Because we
family.
are.
Can we come back?
We are family. And everybody that comes on the show, we consider family.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't
So
seen the family in a minute. Let me show y'all a good family.
So listen, that's what I'm saying. We go live in the building because that's what it is. Like family is not just the people you're born with or the people that's in your household.
It's more than blood.
It's more than blood. Family, the ones God put in your life. The ones that you wake up in the morning, 4:00 in the morning, be like, T, I got an issue. I did something stupid, right? Right, T?
Call me.
You know what I'm saying? 4:00 in the morning.
Like, look, call me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The family is the one. My man Ty was looking out. Ty, I'm suffering over this, John. Yo, JB, I got you. Whatever I can do, JB, I got you. And you can't buy that. You can't go to the store and purchase that.
Nope.
So if you're looking for the right team, don't look anywhere else but above.
Amen to that.
And don't try to make it. Don't try to fit people in places they don't belong. You know what I mean? Because not everybody can go on your journey. Everybody can go the same places you want to go. And as I take this little segue, I admire your faith, young. I admire it to the utmost respect because many people would not understand what God's mission is for them and then project that outwards. Many people try to hide their faith. They try to hide who they are. You know what I'm saying? I don't hide it. I just show it in different ways for people. I show it in my kindness. I showed them my belief. I showed them the people that come sit in the chair, the same chair you're sitting in, that this is a space for you to come share your story. Because God gave all of us a story. And the stories that we have are for others to we're supposed to share them so we can inspire others out there. Your story is not just for you. It's for everybody else that's watching you right now. Amen. For the people that you see on a regular basis that need the inspiration. People that wake up in the morning and want to end their life because of what they go through. So if anything, I've always admired you for your work ethic, your due diligence, your dedication, your determination, because you easily could have gave up a long time ago. You could have been like, yo, I'm not even getting paid for this. I'm out. I can't even keep a roof over my head. I'm done. But you keep going. You keep going. And that's not to be admired. That's to say, yo, thank you. Because you inspired me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to have you on the show, because I was like, yo, this my man doing it. It wasn't just Ebony. I've been watching you for a long time. Shout out to Sister Ebony. It was one of them things that I said, this has to happen. We got to bring him in here. Did I know he's gonna bring this much heat? Not at all. Not at all. Go ahead, T.
The one thing I can say is the thing that kind of bugs me is people, I ask them, how come you don't go to church anymore? Well, they met a Judge Judy in the church. So now, they just stopped going to church because of one Judge Judy.
Yeah.
But my thing is, if you really was going to church and it was all about God and faith, Judge Judy wouldn't make a difference.
Yeah.
So now what's your excuse?
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you, I stopped going to church because I had a bad experience in church. Y'all want me to tell you? I can be completely transparent. We're going to get back to voting. I just want to be transparent real quick. So I was messing with this girl in church. I was 25 years old. The wrong thing to do, all right? I started messing with, she was about 40. And she turned me out, okay? And that experience, I told you I grew up in the church. My mom was a pastor, had me praying every day, understand? I mean, I'm not just saying regular. I mean, she go get the olive oil, bless the olive oil, put the olive oil on my head every morning, say my prayers every morning, go meditate 15 minutes before you leave this house. That was my household, right?
He would take that olive oil.
But y'all don't even understand over here. I'm just like, I know I'm in God's hands. Like,
listen,
I'm hearing this way differently.
Listen,
like, but go ahead.
So it and what happened was because of her position in the church, I got to see what happened behind closed doors. I got to see how the pastors go. I got to see how the deaconess go. I got to see how the board members went. I got to see all this firsthand, okay?
Mhm.
And I said to myself at that moment, this isn't God. All right, this isn't God. And I had gone to other churches after that, and I just kept getting the same feeling. So I had to go find out for myself what this was. How do I go find God myself? And so I read the word. I read the Bible back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I didn't read the Quran like my man Jon did, but
I know I didn't read it much either, but
you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I focused on my own spirituality without the church, and realized that my impact from my talents and my gifts, from the music that I create, from the podcasts that we do, all the listen, I don't need a building. Jesus wasn't in the building. Y'all remember that, right? He was actually turning over tables in the church, right? Yeah. So he was outside, and not just in the wilderness, but in the fields, talking to the people, bringing people together on the outside. So I'm not Jesus, but I can tell you, I follow that same tutelage to say, this is where I need to be. Right. Now, that's not to say I'm not going to go back to church. That's not what I'm saying. Right. I'm saying that was my reasoning for not going back to church. Right. And it hasn't strayed me from God. Okay, I haven't stopped believing.
That right there.
You know, I haven't stopped believing, right. But I know my place where He wants me to be is in the fields. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I got a bar to say, you know, I be in the streets, but I got dirt on my cleats because I'm in the fields. You know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly how I feel. Not in people. Like I stopped trusting people a long time ago because you'll get disappointed. And I really get this. I put it in. Sometimes I say I get disappointed in God, but no, really, what it is that I'm I'm disappointed in what's supposed to happen.
Right.
My outcome, what I wanted, I didn't get. Right, so I have to wait for Him to answer those questions and show me later on down the road. This is what you're supposed to have. So yeah, again, I could go on my tangent about God because you know that's who I am. Ty knows that's who I am. I pray for my team every day. I would say religiously, no pun intended, but. You know, for me, it's imperative that I lead that way first. Like my lady will tell you, I pray with her every day. Even if she don't pray, I can care less. You looking at this? I pray with you every day.
Amen.
Not just because of the fact that sometimes I forget. Don't be mad at me. But sometimes, most of the time, I make sure I make it a point because everybody needs protection. Anyway, we gonna.
Amen. No, man. That's and from the men, man. Go ahead.
Yeah,
man.
you know what I'm saying. So, listen, I ain't a preacher, but this ain't.
Oh yes.
Yeah. You can say that this is the pulpit, right, Reverend CC? Right, Reverend CC.
You got it.
No, man. Listen.
But I mean, the fact of the matter is, I spend a lot of time knowing that you find a calling, God gives you your calling, and you go after it. And even what you don't know. Or how things are going to happen along the line, you just keep following what your passion is, what He placed in you to have. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I remember I have a slogan: is "Stay up, don't sleep in your dreams." And that slogan came from me always not being able to sleep. I would go to sleep at 12, wake up at 3. Didn't know why I'm waking up so early. I just went to bed at 12 o'clock. Why am I up? Because at that moment, I was supposed to be working on what I'm supposed to be working on. Them dreams that I have, those aspirations I want to have, and that's why I'm so adamant and tell people, yo, go after it. If it's in your heart, if it's in your soul, if you can't stop thinking about it, you're supposed to be doing it. And I tell everybody, so all my listeners out there, if you're listening, go after your dreams. Go after what it is that's in your heart. Go after what you have put in your heart, what God placed in your heart for you to go after. I guarantee you, you'll be a happier person. You know, you'll feel better about the outcomes. You'll feel better about where you're going. Now, not everybody understands religion. Not everybody understands, and it's not religion, it's really spirituality. Everybody understands it. But once you get in tune, you cannot tune it off. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So
and everybody do. Jimmy told y'all everybody do. I'm telling you, everybody do understand. Everybody. You know when you really, really wanted something and you ask for it, yeah, you was talking to God. Yeah. Everybody understand.
Yeah, if it comes, then that's what it is. Man, that's what I say. You got to manifest.
Listen, if your brain is strong enough to process and reflect, you already seen a blessing.
Listen, now, you know, I know we're supposed to be talking about voting.
Come on, let's go back to the voting block.
Voting is key.
The vote.
Yeah, do not forget to vote. Vote is key. We're actually
vote informed. Do not let nobody pressure you in the vote.
I need to let the team voting booths. No, listen, don't pressure people into voting. But we are doing a voting event.
Okay, snaps and claps.
Listen, snaps and claps. We're doing a voting event on October the 10th at the Painted Bride, right on 52nd and Market, between 52nd and 53rd. Shout out to the Painted Bride. Come out. This is our finale for our project, Every Voice, Every Vote, put on by the Painted Bride, Urban Seek,
Yes.
Voices of 52nd Street, Scribe, WPEB, and Jimmy Bob Podcast, Philadelphia Radio. So come out. We're gonna be registering people to vote. We're gonna be having a panel discussion. We're gonna be really getting people on the microphone to talk about what their experience is in voting and why voting is important and the impact voting can make. I think people don't understand. I think we don't value what the vote is, because I think people say like, oh, our ancestors did this. It wasn't just Black people that was doing this, okay?
Right.
White people wanted to make sure we voted too, and they died. They died as well.
Okay.
All right,
So
they were hung up from trees too because they wanted us to vote. Go ahead, T.
on October the 10th, what time?
6:30 to 8:30.
Okay, and everybody, October the 10th is a Thursday.
It's a Thursday. It's a free event, no charge. So we can post the link. We're gonna be putting it out there. I hope my man Jon makes it in, because I would love to have his voice in the building. It's critical that we start opening these discussions within our community about voting. It's critical that we educate our community about voting. Let me tell you a quick story. When I went to the meeting last week, there was a group of young people that was out trying to get people registered to vote. They wearing these pink shirts, and you could just see the girl. She was just so exhausted because she was like, "Can you tell these people down here? These people are ratchet. They don't want to know nothing about voting. They don't care. They can tell us about voting." And I mentioned that because it can get disheartening. You feel like you just keep pounding the pavement. You run into a brick wall consistently. You're gonna stop hitting that brick wall. Yeah, I'm not gonna run into this brick wall anymore.
Right.
But
behind every no there's a yes.
And if you have that kind of philosophy, that no gets you to your next yes, then that's you're gonna keep going. It's people out here that need to be registered. People out here that need to understand what voting is, not just the history of it, but what it can do in your community. Right. Voting can actually get my brother Jon elected, right? Voting can actually, if you're tired of something and you don't trust the politicians that's in there, well, why not figure out who else we can support? Because the voting block is not a two-party, democracy is not a two-party system, family. All right. I spent loads of time in European countries, loads. When I say loads, I mean loads. Okay. Democracy over there does not look like democracy here, because democracy over there, it's about 20 different parties, and they all have a stake in it. And if we understand that, then we should be able to open up our electorate to say, why don't we have more? You say you support Bernie Sanders, Black Panther Party, different types of parties that align with our philosophies. If we don't follow those or open our minds up to them, how are we going to support them? If we don't know they're there and all that's being pushed to us is one type of vote, what are we going to do?
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, nobody can aim. That's what I mean. Certain radical, all that's being pushed to us. Those days is over. What I mean by that is we got free access to everything. We can't keep speaking from this like we're enslaved kind of position. You know what I mean? We are, because
yes,
don't get it twisted. Philadelphia is a supersized plantation in my eyes. So I'm definitely on the side of we still on the plantation, but I'm also on the side of we got some liberties that we're not utilizing. You understand? Goodness. So it's one thing. It's one thing. Like now, once upon a time, we were left to what they were feeding us through the media. That time is over.
Yeah.
Now we're making a conscious decision not to do nothing with the freedoms.
The information
is out there. Disappear.
The information is out there. Like you talked about the freedoms. There are freedoms that we don't even know. I mentioned this last week. People don't know that they're doing book bans in schools in Philly.
Doing what?
Book bans. They're banning books in Philly.
Yeah, which ones though?
A lot of them. The ones that
we just reading as a kid and we thought it's okay. Now they banning them.
Yep.
Charlotte's Web.
Yep.
So they ban, because I'm just saying if they ban in some of them sex books, I'll support that.
I don't think I don't think that's even hit
They
It's
they
regular.
banning the good books.
They banning the good books. The
See,
regular
that's
books
why
we
you
grew
gotta
up
say it
on.
like it is.
And-
Jimmy.
and-
You
and-
said
and-
they ban the good books and bad books. You
Yeah.
gotta tell them.
They banning a good books, but who's
say it was a good
but
book,
or
it was a
bad
bad
book, right?
God, you
Right.
talking about? We had this
But
conversation earlier.
But there's some people, and I'm not gonna push back on that. I'm going to tell you this: there's some people who view certain things a certain way, like who am I to judge, as you said, right? But the fact of the matter is, having information and being exposed to certain things can open your paradigm for a better life. And knowledge and reading is essential. I read I used to work in a newspaper, so I read. Or I'd rather read something than watch a video. As
Yeah,
crazy
bro,
as that
you don't
is.
need to be given. See, I hear what you're saying, but even your statement it's the statement in that mindset that you said that they're hiding behind to access these children to unhealthy content. And what I mean by that is, oh yeah, information. Everybody is not supposed to be exposed to all the information. The brain is develops in different stages. The reason why children are not supposed to be exposed to certain information is because their brain is in the stage of development that it can't handle.
I respect that.
So you can't just be like, oh, information. No.
But it's not old information. It's history.
Yeah, but even history. That little kid might not need to know about Alexander's sexual history.
No. But
I
I didn't talk about that history.
But I'm just saying. I
understand what you mean.
But I understand what you mean.
But I'm talking more about even our own history.
For sure.
They're removing those books that teach us about the history that we have. Now, Ty will tell you, Dr.
Who they
Research
know?
over here.
Who do they?
Well, I mean, when I say they, I mean really the powers that be, the people that the school board, pretty much.
And who is that?
I don't even know the school board, to be honest
Well,
with
the powers that be of the school board is us.
because we vote them in. We do. We vote them in.
See, that's why what you say.
I ain't even.
They. It's a we.
Listen, I ain't even gonna disagree with you about that. I ain't even gonna disagree with you about that. What they say? We got a listener. We got a text message over here.
13 reasons why.
Now that showed him all the books that were
Harry Potter.
and in Philadelphia.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
1984.
There you go.
these just
These
regular
are the
Classic
books.
joints.
Classics.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
we gotta look up why. We gotta look up the why.
I mean, the why. I can't tell you why.
No, I'm just saying,
I'm
but
not
that's
even
the
gonna,
only
we do
way
have to
get
look up why.
reverse it.
We
You
do have to
gotta-
look up why.
And see, so that's what I mean by, on these platforms, bro. One of the things that's a priority for my shows that's coming is really driving the solution. See, the problem is the clickbait. Oh, they're banning the books.
Very much so. I'll take you there.
You understand?
I'll take you there with it,
But we gotta make sure we're driving that. Y'all been asking, well, what's the solution? What's the solution?
Yeah.
But y'all can drive the solution too.
We can create.
Like,
we
ask
create
the
the
question.
solution.
Right, but what I'm saying is brand the solution. Don't be scared to do. I'm giving y'all a gem. I'm telling you, brand the solution.
Okay, so for our listeners out there that don't exactly understand brand the solution, can you break it down for us?
So before I shifted security, my priority with my organization was media, PSAs, taking the marketing back. Why? I'm 40 years old. When I grew up, we had be cool, stay in school, say no to drugs. We have zero market share.
Yeah.
So during those days, there were no black radio podcast owners and none of that. But now we got them everywhere, and there's no positive messaging nowhere. No positive commercial. Ain't no be cool, stay in school. Kids dying every day. It ain't no say your prayer. It's nothing out of pocket. Radio stations getting paid money to sell, to do all type, expose kids to all types but toxic stuff. But not one positive message, and we got control of the media.
I have nothing to say because I am in full agreement.
Full
agreement.
They on there for hours. Not one message. They'll interview the family of a kid of a family where somebody died, but it ain't no positive message through the whole.
Nothing. I can completely agree. Tell what you feel.
I charge the media.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. It's not. See, the word media, as we go back to wording, right? We can't just say the media.
Tell me why I can't.
Because
he's trying to tell me, guy. He trying to
No.
tell me what I can't say.
No.
Jimmy don't know me that well. What's up with you? Go ahead, Jimmy.
No,
Go ahead. You got this shit.
I'm
It's your
saying-
radio show.
I'm saying we can't just say media because media media minimizes what really it is.
Come on.
It's propaganda.
Well, let me tell you why I don't like the word propaganda.
So why don't you like propaganda? Well, here it is. If I define what propaganda is in my own terms, not in the Webster dictionary terms, propaganda is what they promote to you.
Right.
Propaganda is what is fed to you. Your social media feed is full of propaganda. It's what they want you to see. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So there are platforms, there are other people that I even can say that are trying to promote some kind of positivity in some kind of way.
No, message. He asked me a specific question. I said brand positivity. That's a commercial. That's not positive talks. It's not positive stories. It's a positive commercial. Be cool, stay in school. Ain't no dancing around it. You don't have a commercial. You're out of pocket, Jimmy. You're out of pocket.
What is it that you say?
Stay up. Don't sleep in your dreams.
Yeah,
That's
there you
motto.
go right there.
That's my motto.
That's as close as you can get.
That's my
But what
motto.
I mean by branding it should be bigger than anything else you're doing.
Right, but I mean, and my other one is I'm building leverage. I have put it on a t-shirt. Ty?
Turn it up.
Ty, how many times? How long I've been saying stay up, don't sleep in your dreams? Ty known me 8 years. I've been saying this.
No,
since then.
but what I'm saying is that's a you thing. We're got to be a station thing. You understand? This is not, and see, most of the time, this is why it's difficult for us to grow. Because when the correction is coming out, we're focusing on making the case on why. When God is not bringing you the correction because you should have, he's bringing the correction because this is what he wants you to do now.
Respect. I can
We
respect
focus
that.
on, it's like this. I'm the same person until I started cutting it out. He's not bringing me the correction because I should have done it right. He's bringing me the correction so I can do it right now.
Yeah.
But if all I'm thinking about is defending something that I don't even need a defense, it's done.
Here's my caveat. We're gonna swing it back, right? So if we're talking about the media and voting, even and the promotion of voting with the media, they'll show you that you only have two choices. Right?
Right.
What you say, the right choice or the wrong choice?
No.
But they have two choices.
And that's not true. The media, to your point, the media, that's why I say the media. The media at large don't show you it got two. If you're watching mainstream media,
which a lot of us are, because that's what we're programmed to do.
That's not even true. See, media platforms today are all endorsing what you said, media propaganda. Y'all all say the same thing and it ain't true. Well, everybody's doing the same thing when everybody's not.
No, everybody's not doing the same thing. They're not. There are different things. Explain what you mean.
What I'm saying is, like you just said, so basically the media is saying it's two parties. They're not. Bernie Sanders was a candidate. You understand? Not this time. You know what I mean? But he ran, he's an independent. They're covering it. But when as a media platform, you say, yeah, they all say you're now endorsing the propaganda of that's only promoting the two parties. Say mass media, take the time and say it factually. Mass media focuses on Democrats and Republicans. They neglect the Working Families Party, the Independent Party. Now you're informing the people. Yep. You're not endorsing the propaganda that they're only you're not being a parrot and saying everything everybody else keeps saying.
Right.
Stop doing that. And it ain't true. It's just like the black people don't support black people's statement. It's just like kid don't nobody want nothing in Philly, or you know what I mean. Whatever anybody is saying, none of that is true. All of the destructive behavior is connected to poor brain health. So like I would say, you would never say to a person in a wheelchair, "Why you not walking?" But we're saying to people with unhealthy and damaged brains, "Why you not thinking?"
Or why you not voting?
All that. So what is that? That's actually abuse. That's actually neglect. It's actually horrible.
And I think you have such a severe point. I'm not saying severe in a bad way. I mean, like it's how you approach it. It's the mindset, and because he focuses on but the brain health that is prominent in what you speak on. That's what's left out. A lot of us don't understand that what we consume is what we articulate.
And the biggest thing you said, how I say it. You want to know the word that the skill that I learned that makes all the difference? Empathy. So now they're plastering it on stuff, and it's a fancy word, but the whole actually demonstrating it is a whole nother thing.
Very true.
So that's the thing. Trauma-informed care teaches you to be empathetic. What is empathetic? You're not thick. Empathy is not about you at all.
It's not.
So where empathy is present, propaganda is absent.
So with brain health, would education be one of the tools or solutions to better brain health?
Oh yeah, well, my position, if I was the mayor, and what a child told to the Department of Behavioral Health, and they loved it. I just didn't. I had to quit. I couldn't stay at the job that I told them through. As the mayor of Philadelphia, I would mandate that brain health is a course from 1st through 12th grade, and then one school year we're all back on track.
Because you got to understand why you're thinking the way you're thinking.
And but what? Most importantly, once you understand, I don't give a damn if part of my language. I don't care what my mom say, my teachers say. I value my brain, so now I'm taking care of my brain. You're educating families as I'm treating families and helping families. I go in there and teach, and equip the child while the parent just leaving me with the child. You understand? But it's just all you got to do. If you see, the brain is brilliant. This is why they use the media to program us to run into a wall every day. The reason why the brain is going to process whatever you expose it to.
Yeah, it is.
So good or bad, but it will utilize whatever's good is going to outweigh whatever's bad. So that's why brains that are running into a wall is evidence that no one in their life is effectively, keyword, effectively educating them and equipping them with the care and education. Because one instance of somebody effectively teaching you something, you're going to soar from there. No matter how damaged you are, no matter how anything, you only need one person to reach you. So all of the children and everything we see every day in the schools is never the majority. So it's showing you how the majority of all these resources we got, whether from a house to a block to a school, it just show you how they're all being neglectful. They know exactly who the kids are that need extra support. We as a community, as families, as people of God, on every level are just being neglectful, and God gonna make us pay for it. He making us pay for it, but we ain't even seen it. I'm talking about the people that think they doing good, think they cool. They ain't seen nothing yet.
Okay, so this is what I'll say, because I'm listening to what you're saying. Now, what I'm noticing, or what I've noticed in the past, is sometimes it's the parents that are speaking negatively. You know, you can't do this, you can't do that.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I mean? Versus saying, you can do it, try. You can do it. You can't do it, you can't
Well,
do it.
look what you just said.
But hold on. Now, the spinoff to that is when you encourage your child versus telling them what they can't do, but you encourage them to do. You're giving them power. Now, what happens is now your child realizes that they have power. They realize they have a voice, and they realize that they matter. And once they start speaking their little minds, all of a sudden, other adults see them as sassy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
how do I do it?
You know what I mean? It's
but what are we talking? But it's not bad. It's first.
And that's the worst part about it. It's not bad, but because little Johnny,
but that for that word
wrong, he's being sassy for speaking his mind.
But that word you speak about, see, can't was something in my household you can never say. You can never say can't in my household, right? Because my grandfather would I wouldn't say would pop you, but he'd scold you and be like, "Don't you ever say that word in front of me ever," because you're already blocking what you're going to do mentally.
Right.
Mentally, you're already blocking what you're going to do.
And I'm just saying, if there's some parents out there that sit there and they talk down to their children, they should be.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
But that goes back. But God got that covered because that's what you just said. That's our witness. You only know that because you witnessed it. You were supposed to say something. Point blank, period.
So I'm supposed to tell a parent how to parent their child?
Yes.
Okay.
That is what God instructs us to do.
But it's the way you do it, though, y'all.
Right.
Okay.
It's the way it's not a you shouldn't talk to your kid like that. It's like, hey, you know what? Let me holler at you.
Let me teach you. Not even saying you. That's the gift I was given earlier. Don't correct with telling somebody what not to do. They know that ain't the way to do. You need to make the assumption that they want to do it the right way and they don't know, because that's the reality.
Right. Okay.
So now when you got that approach, you're not saying don't do it that way. You say, hey, has anyone ever showed you? They're gonna be like,
What you talking about?
let me show you. Just show them the right way with love.
Like you said, it's
With
language. Language is great. Because,
See, go ahead.
because language can change minds based on what you say with language.
Mhm.
And if you have the right wording.
Dr. King says love has a transformative power. That's his line.
Yes, exactly what he says. If you know how to communicate using language, using your language, you can get a lot of stuff accomplished.
Well, listen, like I tell people all the time, when it comes to disarming a shooter or even ending a war, it's a conversation that does it. After all the bloodshed, it's like, all right, now we want to talk.
It should have been
So-
the same.
So, but that's what we allow. So the number one thing we got to do is recognize is that it's not a they that's the problem. It's a we. Ground zero. No more they.
Wait,
We.
No more
Wait.
pointing the finger.
Because you can't run around say I'm the boss of me, but saying they're the reason why everything is jacked up.
yeah.
Which one is it? You the boss of you, or are they the boss of you? They definitely not the boss of me. He is. But it is a they. It's just the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Y'all ain't talking about that day. So I don't even use that language.
Okay. Sal, you gonna say something?
Education. You had said something earlier about the separation between you and I think family members was a curriculum. Do you feel as though not just in you, but overall, education can be used as a genocidal tool?
Oh, yeah. I mean, everything is education. We're programmed for destruction right now. That's education. We're taught to, we know what I thought about the other day. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen at this point, but sorry, ladies. God tells us not to covet. Covet is to desire what the other person has, like a big butt, like big breasts, like long hair.
Yeah.
What I'm pointing out is education. You know what I mean? Is that's all what's programmed. I asked my mom, when you start smoking cigarettes? She said they put a big billboard of a lady in the hood and she looked cool. Education, this is what cool look like. And it's the story of every toxic item in our community. The story of it is marketing, media, making it look cool, educating you that this is the way. And then how do we all wake up? We get educated. I became my awakening. Education.
Yeah.
And it's simple. The sad part about it is everybody's walking around with access to the rule book. You got believers, people of God, running around saying, because it ain't no rule book on how to raise your kids. Right? When you got it in your pocket, you literally have it in your pocket. All the rules, thou shalt not kill, steal, destroy. God literally gives us a blueprint on how to live. It's in our pocket. I say it's in your pocket because you got a phone, and the Bible app is free. Oh, the consequence for the day of judgment when God, like, yeah, what you was doing, that you had my word in your pocket. Abraham, Moses, Jesus, they didn't have no Bible to pick up. They couldn't wake up and neglectfully talking about, I don't know what to do. Every self-help book y'all got, y'all paying for, is watered down, plagiarized word of God. It's watered down, you're paying for it. We're paying for wisdom that we're podcasting that ain't no good. We're paying for subscriptions to watch films of the people that we know are taking advantage of people. We're paying to subscribe for the things we say that gotta go. Netflix. We're paying for it. They done got us so programmed. We're literally subscribed and paying bills. All of us. of the thing in podcasting about how they right.
Yeah, it's true.
And
So what
That's
do you
true.
say to the people that don't believe or don't have a religion, don't believe in religion?
I
What do you
mean,
to
I
those
say
people?
that, that they, I pray that they get the treatment that they need because they're out of their mind. Seriously. No, I'm not even being serious. Like that's what I say. The people that don't get it, that shows you the level of brain damage that they have. You understand? They're not connected. They're not aware. So and they're not the ones that's running anything.
Yeah.
They're looking for something. So when it comes down to the things and the people that need to be addressed, they're functional. They know what's going on. And that's another thing. We give devils more grace than we give saints. What I mean by that is people that are sinning every single day, when they finally get caught, it's like, oh, but yeah, we're so graceful, and look at how the black community is talking about Puffy. It should be nobody. It should be nobody in the black community associating him with anything that got to do with us.
Yeah, that's true.
If you don't know, say you don't know.
Yeah.
Other than that, it should be nobody. I don't care. It's nobody that's not having to do. You talking about a person that became a billionaire and never stopped. He knew they were coming. Never stopped. He knew they were coming. He put out clips and videos, taunted them. That's not being no example. That's what we need with our kids right now, drilling and dying. Him at the pinnacle of his career, still taunting the law. And we just sitting around tomorrow. They taking another black man down. That's not no black man. First of all, that's not no black man that we're defending. The black man, that's not the black man that we defend. We don't defend rapists and people that take advantage of them. That's not the black man we defend. That's not the black man I defend or represent. And I'm not perfect. But I don't want you talking about I want the drug dealer yon. No, I don't want the drug dealer yon. I don't want you supporting the drug dealer yon. Yeah, don't support the drug dealer yon. Support the brain health yon.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. Don't support anything that I do damaging.
Yeah, I can respect that.
That's crazy.
I can respect that.
Yeah, we gotta stop. We gotta stop playing because everybody. Well, I don't. They might block me. I might miss out on my opportunity of working with Puffy or Jay-Z. This is what everybody's scared about.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, like you gotta be courageous in this game. You gotta have your own threshold of where you want to reach, not where they wanted to go. I was like that as a young buck. So I would have loved to sign with Diddy back then. Are you crazy? Until I realized that he was taking people's royalties. He was not paying people. And what he was doing with them parties and all that kind of stuff. I mean, the stories was out there, but even without that being said, you have to understand that where you are in your life right now is where you're supposed to be.
Oh, but are you though?
No. What I mean by that is, like, whatever you might have dodged in the past, you're where you're supposed to be right now.
Oh yeah, you at where you at.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
For sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Where
you want to be in the future, something different.
Right.
But where you are right now is where you're supposed to be.
Right. And I would say be encouraged, man, because let's say I'm a listener, right? Like you saying, even me, you saying that to me. I'm not happy about where I'm at right now.
Oh no.
But I'm just pointing something out to you about your statement.
Oh no.
If you making a statement, but I'm just saying, I see you backing up already.
No, I'm not backing up.
But you already said it.
But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm saying.
I do. But what if it ain't me? What if the brain ain't healthy enough? You understand? And I'm talking about me. I am talking about me. When you saying you know exactly where you at right now, it ain't the best place.
No, it's not. You might not be happy or content with where you at. I'm not happy or content with where I'm at. Everybody can tell you.
I'm content with it.
They know. No, I ain't content. But I'm telling you, and if we talking about God, we gonna take it back to God. You're where you're supposed to be. You're where He wants you to be. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
Now you say something different.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. I'm gonna throw this out here because we got this whole open situation.
Yeah.
Come on, bring us back home.
Every guest that we have, I ask the same question.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm a black female.
Oh, she gets serious.
I'm a black female Republican.
Oh.
Okay.
Go ahead. What you say?
How do you convince me to now become a Democrat?
Oh, hold on. So,
I mean, I know you're not in the convincing business, but exactly how do What do you say to it?
I mean, what I say to you is,
Because I might be for the 2025 because it might not affect me because I'm rich.
well, my goal isn't to get you to be for the Democrat. As a Black Republican, because if that's how you identify, I just encourage you to make sure what you voting for is going to help you out as a Black woman. Because voting as a Black Republican ain't going to help you out as a Black woman. Because I would ask you to share with me what policy, what law or legislation that they have in the pipeline that is making you offer them your vote. You understand? Because when it comes down to anything that a Black woman is eligible for, it's only because it's only going to come through the track record of the Democratic policies. And what you're going to find is all the Republicans voted against anything that goes to a Black woman or man. They don't never endorse any policy. I ain't talking about no rhetoric. I ain't talking about coming to do no walkthrough. I'm talking about they never ever introduced a law that was in favor of Black women. So I would just encourage you to make sure you check that out. Because when you vote Republican, you're voting for a policy that will never support you.
So what do you say? What do you say to all of our Black men who now support that?
Well, first I want to hear from this.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I just threw it out there.
Hypothetical.
Yeah, I just threw it out there. I'm a hypothetical person. I'm a Black woman. I'm rich. I'm a Republican.
I mean, is it real? Was that real hypothetical?
That was a hypothetical.
All right, so
this is a question I know I've said.
Oh, all right.
That we've had, and I just want to hear, how do you approach somebody?
Yeah, I mean, listen, because my thing is, it ain't about the party. I voted for, not as mayor, but I voted for David O, who's a Republican several times in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Because of his policy.
Okay.
He's a city council person. He's a Republican, but he was out here, passing laws. And where I met him, he was basically getting artists paid, like hip hop artists performing. He had PHL Live, where he created a platform for free, no money down. If you had talent, you could submit your music. He had the Grammy board, all of the Philadelphia professionals a part of it. And that's how I met him. And I didn't win. I didn't get no special treatment, but I saw the work that he was doing, and it wasn't just for that event. He passed laws. So it was like, it wasn't, when it came down, I'm an artist. So if I'm voting for him, I don't give a darn if he's the Democrat or Republican.
Right, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's, honestly, the Republicans, when it come to God, I'm Republican. You know what I mean? For real, not a national Republican, not a white nationalist, you understand? Because they're racist, but Republicans still value God. You understand? As it relates to, they're a little more stricter when it comes to God and incorporating God in the structure of things. So when it comes to that, you understand, I'm more of a Republican. When it comes to the way school should be, I'm more of a Republican. You understand, with a lot of key things. But when it relates to being a Black man, ain't no way I could vote Republican under no terms and conditions.
And that was my what's the name? That was my one question. So
but which party took prayer out of school?
Oh, that was a good question, but I'll tell you, I don't know. Do you know?
Because the Constitution says that you separate church and state.
It's the Khan institution.
Institution.
No, she said which party took it out.
Yeah,
that's the big question.
You said the Pledge of Allegiance, all of that used to be in school, and all of a sudden it just died.
I mean, I'm gonna say the blue side for real.
You think so?
Yeah, I know so.
Okay.
Because of the fact of there's so many different religions now, they needed to take it out, and they based it on separating church and state. That's what they based it on.
Okay.
So
who brought it back? Who brought it back? Who brought it back?
The Republicans brought it back. That's who brought it back.
Okay.
The conservatives, as they say.
That's what. But you heard what my position was.
Yeah,
that's what I said. When it comes to God, yeah.
I mean,
not the extremists though. I got to double that down. Not the white nationalists.
You have to understand. I love this. We done had a powerful show tonight, but the fact of the matter is, all voters have different views on different issues, and we can't vote one way or the other based on what color we wear. I look at the Republicans and Democrats as Bloods and Crips, right? So no matter if we don't support something, you don't have, like you say, if you're critical of them, you're critical of them. We've been critical of them too. We're critical of the politicians in the city, of the mayor, the president, the vice president. You're critical of them. That doesn't mean that the policies that they have you may or may not support. I might not like some of the stuff that Biden does. I don't think some of his policies assist us at all, right? I don't.
But all of them ain't supposed to. We not the only people here, but go ahead.
Point and turn. And
that's what I'm saying, because that ain't a realistic mindset to think that any politician is supposed to be making every rule that benefits you.
But that is the notion across our nation that it's not about it's more than me. And you talked about empathy, right? So you have to have empathy on every different level, not just one level, but every different level. So if I'm out here, I have to understand what that white man might feel. Why he might support that view. He's not going to see it through my eyes and my experience, but he's going to support it because that's what he supports. You talked about rhetoric earlier. Talked about we can't get too into rhetoric. People are entertained by politics. That's their entertainment. That's what they entertained by. So if the rhetoric is what they follow, they don't follow the laws. They don't know what legislation is passed unless it's a big legislation like abortion. They don't know what these things entail. They just be like, well, he said such and such, or I support that, what he said, not what the law is.
But I think, if I may, when you're talking about that voter, that's a voter, but that voter is the minority. What I mean by that is most people that vote do know what's going on. And we're really insulting our community when we're suggesting otherwise. Because what we're suggesting is it's a bunch of uneducated people out that's going out and voting every day, every election. And that ain't true.
But I'm gonna say this though. If we were informed as we need to be, not to say we don't know what's going on in society, that's different. If we were informed as we need to be, there would be a lot more people voting.
No, that's not true.
It would. Why wouldn't it be?
You got to hear the other side.
I'm gonna hear the other side.
The majority, I told you earlier, the majority of people that don't, let me prove it to you. In Philadelphia, 98% of the residents are registered to vote. Did you know that?
Yeah.
So that's proof. That's exhibit A, that 98% of Philadelphians are smart enough to be registered. 98%
smart enough to be registered.
So they value their vote.
But
don't mean that they're gonna vote.
But just because y'all blaming the voter for not voting instead of looking at the other side of what I said. I said the majority, the 70% that don't vote, the reason why they're not voting is because they recognize the candidates are not worth their time and attention. They're smart enough. Casting a vote is signing a law and endorsing that person's policies. If I don't endorse that person's policies, I'm not supposed to be voting.
Yeah.
So y'all on this radio telling me I'm crazy and I don't value my vote because I ain't voting when I'm really making the most informed decision. Because it's very irresponsible to be voting for these choices that we've been voting for.
Now, I'm gonna hold you there because I'm not gonna tell you that we're gonna judge you on not voting. Believe me, because you have a right to do whatever you feel right on your own terms. If you don't vote, you don't vote. That's your choice.
No, but what I'm saying is I'm giving you the story behind the other side, and I need you to hear it. Because this person that's not voting is not an uneducated person. They're the most educated person. This is what's going over your head.
No, it is. It's not about. See, I'm not a component of whether you vote or you don't vote. That I'm not saying that you have to support it. I'm not saying that you don't have to support it. I'm saying you have a choice no matter what. Yeah. And whatever your choice is that's your choice.
No, right. No, I'm talking about when we remember you said most people don't vote because they don't know this and know that. What I'm saying is the people that are not voting aren't voting because they don't know. They're not voting because they don't have anybody worth voting for.
They're not voting because they don't see the changes in voting. They don't see how voting's making changes. That's what they don't see.
True. It's impossible for anybody to say that. We would still be on a plantation. You can't say you don't see the changes. That's what changed it. You still, all of the different changes, we all see the changes. SEPTA getting more money. We all see the changes. That's not it. I need you to hear what it is.
I'm hearing you. Let me hear what you're saying.
The reason why people are not voting is because they don't have a candidate worth voting for. Why you don't want to accept that? You just said we got Donald Trump. Listen, let's look at what we got right now.
I second that, but keep on going.
we got Kamala Harris, which is a reasonable candidate. And then we got Donald Trump, a man that is campaigning being disrespectful to a woman. Ain't nobody doing nothing, saying nothing. Every single day. People podcasting to oh, he said another thing. We're not even protecting her on the largest stage in the world. And look how he's campaigning. So instead of looking and saying, wow, people recognize this is a circus. You want me to get up out my bed and go vote for one of these people? Are you out of your mind?
I want you to do whatever choices you make in your life.
And what I'm telling you is, only thing I want to point out to you is that people, I encourage you to consider it. Let's just look at the other side of it. If you consider what I said. If you consider that people are not voting because there's not qualified candidates, now you as a radio host are now looking for qualified candidates.
Oh, all the time.
No.
And then they'll tell you I do. They'll tell you I do.
Oh, you miss it.
They'll tell you no.
I'm
saying
no. I'm talking about. It's not about you.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Cool. That's not. All right. Got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Go ahead.
But this is about the masses.
I got you.
Do you want to move forward? Because I'm just saying, defending saying we're doing enough ain't enough.
No, we're not doing enough.
So hear out what doing more look like. So hear it out.
Yeah, I'm listening.
You understand what I'm saying? So when you look at the fact that we don't have candidates, instead of talking like we talk, well, how do you feel about these only two candidates? We would have been spent time talking about the other candidates. We would have spent time talking about the ones that really do have the integrity instead of talking about the hot topic.
Yeah.
So when you consider that, because now, not even clickbait, because now when the media is saying, well, the majority of the voters aren't voting because y'all not worth it, now people got to start changing their campaigns. Now other potential candidates is stepping up because they see that 70% is there for them to grab instead of looking at it as a dead pool of people that don't value votes.
True that. And on that note, we're gonna have to end the show. Brother Jon, please plug everything so people know where to find you, they know where to get at you, all that good stuff.
First and foremost, all glory be to God. Holla at Jesus if you're looking for me. You understand? But on this earth, as in heaven, you can log on to letsellphilly.org. You can log on to JHMIG.com. That's acronym for Jon Hakeem McKay Investment Group.com. Get registered, get locked in. You can follow I Am Business Rich, and get tapped in with my business coach, Cammay Chanel. And you can stay locked in with my